There are several reasons why your guild members may decide that they want to engage in guerrilla warfare. Now, it's not a huge favorite of mine, but I do also understand it in certain circumstances. For example, if you're in a closed kingdom, it's actually quite nice if you've got a free-to-play guild to kind of keep a low profile. So even certain actions against castles, you might prefer not to be happening with your tag. You might have specific rules, and especially with new players in a closed kingdom, a lot of guilds will say you need permission before you can go out and just hit other castles. Personally, I don't really like that. I just feel, people should be able to go out there and fight, keep naps to a minimum, and so on. But I myself, during closed kingdom days, prefer to keep a low profile with my guild while they were learning to shield and so on. And, being the most hated guild in the kingdom is probably not a very good idea. So, especially while your members are still learning to play. And then, later on, you don't want to be a hated guild. And most guilds will, for example, have a rule against tile hitting. We don't like tile hitting. Tile war is a bad idea. I go and hit your tiles with my guild's tag. You're going to come and hit our tiles with your guild's tag. And you're not necessarily going to hit the person who is responsible. And then the person who gets hit gets angry and goes and hits your tiles. And the whole thing just escalates up to the point where nobody can collect resources. So that's actually one of the primary reasons for tile not having a tile hitting rule, as in don't hit tiles. Especially as a free-to-play guild, you're going to be doing quite a lot of farming. The last thing you want is a tile war. And then, of course, there's Guild Fest, and a lot of people want to gather in Guild Fest, and so it goes. So, yeah, there's usually a tile hitting rule within guilds, and we want to say, don't hit it. Don't do it. But sometimes guys get impatient, and, you want them to have fun. Just looking at this guy, he doesn't hit tiles, obviously. I mean, just look at those kills. And I mean, I can understand if this guy goes, look, I'm 70 million might, and I kind of missed out on attacking things when I was a little brown castle. Actually know why this guy did that, because he actually started as a little brown castle and then immediately migrated to an already open kingdom to join us. And, as soon as the kingdom's open, you're kind of keeping a low profile. You're probably finding that most players in the kingdom are bigger than you already. There's a lot of risk involved in dropping shield to attack, because quite often a big guy will port in next to you and smack the living daylights out of you. So, he's been keeping a low profile. So now if this rather nice player tells me he wants to go and hit tiles, and, he wants to get a couple of kills, well, I'm not absolutely against it. I just don't want him doing it with my tag. And I just want to just add the rider here. At the moment, I don't have anybody wanting to do that. But it's just one more reason why you might want your members to indulge in guerrilla warfare rather than overt warfare with your guild tag. So what should they do if they want to do a little bit of guerrilla war? Well, okay, this is like real naughty, isn't it? Okay, this is how it's done. The first thing they need to do is they need to, if you've got a hive, we're currently trying to decentralize a little bit. It makes monster hunting a lot easier. So, yeah, that's why it's looking a bit like that. When we first migrated here, we were nice and tight. And then people started to scatter because it's just so much easier for the monster hunt, especially when you're hunting the way we do. I mean, we're killing, on a good day, 600 monsters a day. On a bad day, 300 monsters a day. So, it's a bit of a limit to how many monsters you're going to find in the radius of your hive. But in any case, okay, so supposing you've got a hive and you've got a member who wants to practice guerrilla warfare, the first thing you tell him, of course, or that he should do, is to random out of the hive. And then, from there on, he needs to leave the guild after emptying his gifts, of course. So now he's guildless, but he's still got the username that he had before. At this point, he needs to go into his bag and he needs to change his name, because you really don't want this coming home to you. You just don't. So name changer, there you go. Oh, I've got 37 of them. He changes his name. So he's a guildless guy. He's changed his name. Nobody in the guild actually knows what his name is at the moment. He's now an anonymous player, guildless, with a name that nobody recognizes. Okay, awesome. So now he goes out and he does his his dirty stuff. And I mean, it's guys that are level 59, really close to level 60, sometimes they just want the XP to hit level 60. And you get a lot of XP from attacking stuff. So it could even mean that they decide they want to hit tiles. So you making it their business and not your business. You're taking it away from being guild business. What I always say to people is, once you've dropped tags, you can be the devil himself. I don't actually care. So you've dropped tags, you've changed names, you go out and you do your dirty thing. And maybe you capture a few leaders. I don't know. It just depends on what you're doing. Before rejoining, release any leaders, obviously, because that's going to track that player right back to your hive if they keep that leader. Then they're going to random again, because a released leader is a track. You can see where that leader is coming from. So in case anybody's online and alert, you random again after having released leaders. Now you're sitting there, you're anonymous again, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and you don't have any tag. You've still got your naughty name. Okay, fine. So now that you're confident, because you've already released leaders and randomed again, you are now confident that nobody knows where you are or who you are. And now's the time you change your name back, rejoin the guild, and come in looking as if butter won't melt in your mouth. And it can be kind of funny. I had a member who was like really close to level 60, and he wanted to go tile hitting just to push himself over the edge there. And I told him, well, look, random out, change name, do the Guerilla thing, if that's what you absolutely feel that you want to do, or go to another kingdom using our tag. But, moving kingdom's expensive, so, yeah, guerrilla warfare can work. Anyway, this guy changed his name to Tile Hitter 69, and one of our big guys spotted him tile hitting, and nobody likes a tile hitter, including us, I have to be honest. And, yeah, so our big guy almost zeroed him. He was like yelling, no, it's me, it's me. So that was quite funny. Anyway, guerrilla warfare. If any of your members are really, really itching to break your guild rules, they can make it so it's not your problem. If you're in a guild that has very stringent rules and you want to break them, you can make it not their problem by following those steps. Go and do whatever you want to do and then come back. And they don't even have to know what you were doing. You just go, be right back. And off you go. So that's guerrilla warfare. Random out, drop tags, change your name, do what you're going to do, release any leaders that you've taken, random again, and then change your name back and reapply at your guild as if nothing has happened. Very sneaky.